Hi there, welcome to this video where I'm going to see how many photographs of birds I can take in a town. Now I know just how lucky I am living in the countryside, and I get to see lots of different varieties of birds just in my back garden. But in this video what I want to try and do is show you that it's still possible to take photographs of birds in a town like where I am today. Now today I'm going to visit housing estates like this, I'm going to visit the centre of the town, but I'm also going to seek out open spaces, parks and recreation grounds as well, to see if I can take photographs of birds there. But the main thing is it's just keeping my eye open, and it's a really good opportunity to just hone my skills for if I was to go out to a reserve where I might see more exotic birds. Who knows what I'm going to see, so come along with me because I know that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. Now in the situations like this that I'm in today, it's really important to use your ears as much as your eyes, because I've just heard a house sparrow and I tracked it to these trees just here behind me, but I didn't see it in the trees, but then it flew out to a house just over the road and I managed to get a photograph of it on the guttering and then on the top of the roof as well. Just behind me here there's some very noisy house sparrows. I can see one that's up on this guttering just here, and there's another one somewhere that I haven't managed to spot yet, but it's very noticeable and really easy to spot because they are so noisy. In the middle of towns like this, you're always going to get little pockets of nature like trees and flowers where the birds might find a chance to land, and there's going to be lots of people about that will be dropping food, so you're going to get birds that are scavenging for dropped food as well. So there's always going to be lots of opportunities for taking photographs. I've just spent a little bit of time in this churchyard here behind me, hoping that this open space and these trees here might provide a bit of a habitat for some birds. I didn't see any in these trees themselves, but while I was waiting I did notice some jackdaws on the top of a chimney on a neighbouring house, so I managed to get a photograph of those. Many towns have open spaces such as recreation grounds and parks, and I'm about to enter one of them. Now this particular recreation ground has the advantage of being on the edge of town, so I might get some of the birds visiting from the surrounding farmland. Now this recreation ground hasn't proved very successful. There is a house sparrow somewhere here behind me in this hedge. You can probably hear it over the microphone, but it hasn't wanted to show itself in a position that I can take its photograph. It's busy doing whatever it's doing, but it's not very friendly and it doesn't want to appear on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to a different public park. There are a couple more that I can try, and I'm going to keep an eye out on the way just in case I see anything else. As I was saying earlier, there's always the opportunity that birds will scavenge food that they find about the town, and I've just taken a photograph of a magpie here on the top of this roof here that had found a big lump of bread. Now generally speaking, magpies in the countryside where I live are normally very skittish, and you don't usually get a chance to see one quite so close and one that will stay in place for quite so long. So I managed to get some photographs and some video with that. Now it just goes to show that you need to keep your wits about you, because I've just seen a buzzard, something that I didn't expect to see just here, because above these houses and below these trees in this little gap just here, it was flying about. Now we are quite close to the edge of town, so it's probably just drifted over from the farmland that's adjacent, but that kind of thing can always happen in a location like this, so you need to keep awake and aware that this might happen, and just keep your eyes open. One thing I am noticing is just how many house sparrows are about. In this hedge here behind me, I did notice 3 or 4 house sparrows flitting about, and one sat really nicely in a little gap in the hedge, and so I've managed to get quite a natural looking photograph of it, so I'm pleased with that one. I've come into one of the small public parks, and when I was younger we used to cycle around these paths because they made for a great racetrack. Even though we weren't supposed to cycle around here, we still did. But now it's quite a tranquil little space with flower beds and overhanging trees. I can hear a house sparrow up here in these trees above me, and I am seeing probably more house sparrows than anything else while I've been in town. But you never know, if I have a quiet walk around I might see something else. I long for a robin or a blue tit. I did hear a wren just here in these trees, and so I came off the path and found a nice place to sit, and I can still hear the wren, but I think I've pushed it a little bit further away from me. Now I'm going to sit here for a little while longer to see if it comes back to where it was before, but I've been here now for about 10 minutes, and so I don't think it's going to come back here. So I've got a few places left to visit. I'm going to walk through the centre of town first of all, on my way to the main public park. I know when we get to the main public park there's quite a lot of open space, and there's a duck pond as well, so hopefully we should see something on the way or when we get to the park. Now this is the main public park. I didn't see anything on the way through town. As I was coming into the park there were some cobblestones, and I did manage to see a blackbird that was just on the side of the pavement by the side of the cobblestones, so that was quite nice because it was quite close as well. Well, I'm definitely having more luck now. I've just seen 2 thrushes at the same time, and I've got some photographs of those, and a robin did land on a branch. I didn't get a particularly good photograph. It was gone before I could actually get a focus lock properly on it, but I think I've got a very, very poor photograph of that robin. It wasn't posed very nicely, but I should do a lot better here in this park. Now I would imagine most public parks have a duck pond like this, and there's a wealth of mallards out on the pond, and now I've sat down, they're more relaxed about coming up onto the side of the pond where somebody's put some corn down, so it's given me lots of opportunities to take photographs of them and just practice my camera skills. But while I've been sat here as well, I have seen other variety of birds. I've seen a moorhen and some Canada geese out on the pond, so I'm going to stay on this bench for a little while and just enjoy photographing the birds. I'm really glad I visited the park. I've seen some species that I didn't expect to see. I've seen some tufted ducks out on the lake. I didn't expect to see Canada geese here either, and I've just seen a rabbit as well over the fence. So it's been a great end to the video. I've had a really enjoyable time wandering around the town today. Admittedly, I might not have got any great photographs, but I still think I've got some reasonable ones. But what's more important is I've enjoyed myself, but it's also given me a really good opportunity to practice some camera skills and my field craft as well. You've got to really concentrate on listening because you'll see birds where you least expect them. Now, somewhere like this is great if you lack mobility. Even if you're in a wheelchair, there's paths right up to the edge of the water, and so it's an ideal place. It just goes to show that you don't need to go to some fancy reserve to still take photographs of birds. If you've enjoyed this video, do let me know down below in the comments, and nip over to my Instagram or Vero account, that's at Oakden Photography. Leave me your comments there, and you can also see lots of my photographs. Now, if you like what I do on the channel and want to help support me to make future content like this, then you can leave by the gift shop. That's at Teespring. There I've got a range of merchandise on offer, so head off over there because the purchase really does help me out and it's very much appreciated. But you don't have to spend any money at all to support the channel. You can do that simply by clicking like, subscribe and the bell notifications. It really helps me out and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next week's video. That goes live on Sunday. In the meantime, you can go and check out this video just up here. But all that's left now is to say, stay safe and I'll see you soon.